Folks, this is Sean Sullivan. I've known him for a long time, and I've decided to back him in his quest for Oakland City Council District 3 because, wait, how many times have you ran for this thing?
Yeah, I ran in 2008 against Nancy Nadell, the current incumbent, and I came 134 votes away from a runoff.
Yeah.
So we now have ranked choice voting, and what I learned then is that you can't just be involved in a few things. I was at Covenant House, the executive for the Bay Area for Covenant House, where we helped homeless and at-risk kids. And every day we started at a storefront on Telegraph, and then we expanded to a shelter on San Pablo. And then eventually I bought Jerry Brown's personal residence from him and turned that into a shelter, transitional living center, and career center for 30 young people. And it's still functioning today.
Oh.
I left the day after the election, where I came 134 votes away from a runoff. I was offered the job to run the fundraising for No on Prop 8, which I did. So 2 weeks later I wound up leaving. But when I would drive every day from Telegraph to San Pablo a couple times a day, it didn't matter whether it was 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. And those are the type of hours I worked trying to get the whole program growing. There would be kids from ages 8 to 18 and people as old as 80 just hanging out in the streets all the time. Just in this few block area, and that block area, why that's significant, is the highest crime beat in the entirety of the city, at least in 2005 and 6 and 7. It was beat 6X. The historic Hoover Corridor, where Martin Luther King is, named after the civil rights icon, but yet full of drug dealing going on by young kids, dope dealing, dice playing in the streets. And I kept thinking, what does this say about our society? Like, one, who's going to help these kids? And how can we even allow this to go on in the middle of the day when they should be in school or in work? And then, at night too, like, where are the parents, where's the family? And when those basic systems fail, family, church, community, the city has to come in and have a responsibility to getting these young people off the street. And part of the reason that they are on the street is that there's no functioning feeder system to get them through school and into college or career. And so what are we doing here in the city of Oakland, one of the most progressive communities in the country, if not the world, to prepare our young people to really be our future? How dare we leave young people out on the street all the time without any hope of a job, without any reflection of what having a job would be, which is why Jack London Square was so important for me to move our young people to, because that's where people were going to work every day and putting on clothes and driving good cars. But if they continued to be in the communities where violence was going on, and that's where they settled on their homelessness and surfed couch to couch, all they knew was that their cousin made it by being a drug dealer. And so that wasn't okay. We needed to put them somewhere safe. But Covenant House is only 30 beds, and the future of Oakland depends on us providing support and direction for all the young people that are out there. So this is what motivated me to run. And as I said earlier, I couldn't just be that person who is from Covenant House, and I was a founding member of the LGBT Rainbow Chamber of Commerce and involved in my NCPC. So in addition to my work for No on Prop 8, I got very involved even more in the community. I joined our CDBG, a Community Development Block Grant, which is how we give out money in the community. And then from there I was elected to Oakland's Community Action Partnership Board, which gives out money for the whole city for no and low income serving citizens and programs to help them. Things like the Earned Income Tax Credit and making sure low income folks can get tax rebates, which help them. The average family gets $5,700. Now imagine you're a family of 4 living on $50,000. And we can return to you more than 10% through a federal tax program, which most people, most low income folks don't know about. So we actually in Oakland, with that program, have brought $10 million back just last year for low-income families. And we know we're just scratching the surface, so we can help so many more. So these are real ways in which I've been able to see where our city money goes, where the federal money goes, and how we can pull together sort of a nonprofit spine for West Oakland and help the community address its own issues. There are leaders out there already.
I gotta ask you, what about Adams Point? Because sometimes,
you brought up in your blog yesterday, and you bring up a valid point a lot in some of your coverages, whether it's talking about the Round Table Pizza and just some parking issues there, or issues going on with the lake. Adams Point often gets neglected. You know what's actually interesting though? I've been running for city council for this round in 2012 for the last year. I had my first party here in Adams Point on Lee Street in the tallest building on May 23rd in 2011. Had over a dozen people there. It's like a year and a half before the election. We've kept those people
Beverly
interested.
was there, right?
She very well may have been, and it is a number of people, mostly who live in that building, and it was great. And you know, we've had 20 house parties since then. I'll have my 21st party tomorrow night. It'll be over in Adams Point. Our third time we're doing one there. You know, Adams Point, West Oakland, Jack London Square, they're all so different, but their issues are the same. People understand whether it's in West Oakland where I live, where we have high incidences of violence and you can hear shooting, or the trees are blocking the lights on Lee and Perkins Street and you can't see, so it makes it easy for someone to come up and stick someone up, as happens far too often in Adams Point because it's dark when it shouldn't be. Or Jack London Square. The issues are very similar. Crime, infrastructure. We have streets, whether it's Perkins, which is one of the most populated streets in all of Oakland, or Jackson, or 14th, that the roads are almost third world. Where I stood at 14th and Jackson waiting for one house party, and three bicyclists turned onto the corner, and the first one yelled, "Third World Road Alert." Third World Road Alert, and this is our downtown. This is where we want business and people to come in. And yet the street is so torn up that a friend of mine who had a house party for me also near the Essex said that walking from Franklin back to there was less safe feeling and less physically healthy by if you walk in the street and you've got heels than where she was visiting a little fishing village in Mexico. Because she left that bar at 2 a.m. visiting family. 2 a.m. the streets are well lit, there is a police officer on every corner, and the streets are well paved. And so what does that say about our community? That this is the type of situation that we're in. And so it doesn't matter, although Adams Point has its own issues, it does matter, it's the commonality that matters, that a city council person can best address. And then what a city council person should and could bring to Adams Point is regular meetings here in a local small business like Merritt Station, or a number of the coffee shops. We don't have a Starbucks. We don't have a pizza over here. We have a number of small businesses that need support, that need a city council member having a 7 a.m. once a month coffee, so that people who go off to work and don't come home till late have the opportunity to access someone on a regular basis and access the city. And then one's at night. So for people who aren't going to come to a 7 a.m. breakfast or coffee, and then regular contact. You know, I've been involved in the Lakeview Library, and every year with our Get Diggy campaign, pulling volunteers together to beautify it and do daffodil plantings. We do it every November and every December, and it's turned out wonderful. I've been involved in advocating for the Lake Merritt Dog Park, which I thought was going to be a 6-month project, but it's turned into a 4-year project, and we hope to get that passed. Why? It's an equity issue. So many people in Adams Point are not like our friends and neighbors on the other side of the lake. They don't have yards. They are living in 400 square foot apartments that they rent. They don't have a lot of money. Some of them don't have cars, but they have pups, they have dogs of various sizes. They don't have anywhere to take them. The lake, all these acreages of open space and bird sanctuary. So we only have 2 acres to work with to make something amenable for the folks that live here. So that's how I think I've been involved, both from the Lakeview Library, by being at every Adams Point Action Council meeting for the last 3.5 years, by being involved in dog park issues and just being around. And I think I'll be really receptive and understanding of the issues and a powerful advocate for people in Adams Point, as well as the rest of the district.
If someone wants to support you, how do they do that?
They go to Sean Sullivan, SeanSullivan.org. And there they can go and they can make a donation. They can sign up. More than anything, this is a grassroots effort. We've got over 250 individual donors who've signed up to help this campaign with, you know, modest donations, and that's what's going to power us forward. So we need people to sign up and get involved.
Sean, I'm on board. Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
Keep fighting the good fight.
All right.
Congratulations, we got it. Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, you. Say hi.